can't believe I believed everything we had was less. So young and naive of me to think she was from your past. Silly of me to dream of one day having your kids. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. I can't believe I fell for your schemes. I'm smarter than that. Women naive to believe that with me you're a changed man. Foolish of me to compete when you cheat, when who's winning. It took me some time, but now I'm moved on. Because I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I think about that from now on. I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I think about that from now on. I'm gonna be my own best friend. Controlling and you say that you love me, but you don't. Your family told me one day I would see it on my own. Next thing I know, I'm dealing with the 3 kids in my own. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. Now that it's over, stop calling me, come pick up your clothes. Ain't no need to front like you're still with me. All your homies know, even your very best friend tried to warn me on the low. Took me some time, but now I am strong. Because I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Got me, myself, I know that I will never disappoint myself. All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out. Yeah, you hurt me, but I learned a lot along the way. After all the rain, you'll see the sun come out again. Hey, I know that I will never disappoint myself. I'm crying. All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out. Hey, you hurt me, but I learned a lot along the way. After all the rain, you'll see the sun come out again. Myself, that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. but I say they can't fuck with me. Just like the girl, I'm everywhere. How you say it so my shit, you would think I went to school for chiropractic. Looking good as hell today, just sent my nigga 5 Why'd you come from me about a nigga, man? You bitch back for that. Come at me about niggas who I don't even find attractive. I don't know that nigga, I just seen them on the town before. So I can't be up in her face, I took her nigga down before. When I lose a nigga, I just pop out and go find some more. Soon as I feel like my time get wasted, then it's time to go. They say they don't fuck with me, but I say they can't fuck with me. Just like the girl, I'm everywhere. How you say it so with me? Them bitches should've stayed down. They could've been up to me, but all they doing is talking down. Cause they can't get up with me. My ex looking on my old friend. Both they had some fucking clowns. Thinking that she got one up on me, she got my hand me down. He thought he wasn't gonna have to stand on shit like he was handicapped. Made that nigga stand on it. Now his ass can't stand me now. High as fuck, I'm lit, yup. I don't smoke no sweet shots. Flying with my gang and them. Look at them like sisters. Them bitches be lame, they go outside about these niggas. I don't wanna hang with them. They don't have no business. They be going for anything, but I can't go for none of that. Why would I go chase you if I know you gon' come running back? Cut everybody off, they been feeling like the lumberjack. They really get me fucked up, and now I'm going for none of that. She the type of nigga make her mad, she going too soon. Me, I'm kinda ratchet still, so I'm the type of beast. I can't love you, baby, like your bitch, you so don't leave her. You gon' choose her every time, cause it's cheaper to keep her. Can't say your name up in my songs, might not fuck with you tomorrow. Can't get my feelings hurt today, I won't give a fuck tomorrow. Ain't fucked up by no credit score, I might be rich as fuck tomorrow. Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow.
Riding with my twin and up, and we all look graceful. She said she my eye, but I don't know her, had to look her up. I know that I'm rich, but I can help it, bitch, I'm good as fuck. I've been on these bitches next so long, sometimes I forget stuff. I can put you in my bed, you might wish me dead tomorrow. Bitches be on thick today, sing every word of up tomorrow. Bitch, I still got cases open, keep your mouth shut tomorrow. Play with me today, then get some sleep, you know it's up tomorrow. Fake bitch, that's why my friend fucked on your nigga. Both you bitches pussy, I think that's your sister. She bought a chain, I bought the same one, even bigger. She doing shots, that's how I know I got a trigger. I don't speak dog ho, I don't care what no bitch says. I say on her mind, I got condos in that bitch head. She said she don't fuck with me, who say that you can't hold? That nigga munching, he gon' eat me like a mango. Long ass feet, they be tickling my ass crack. Wonder what I do tomorrow that these hoes will be mad at. Oh yeah, bitches sweet, and I always get my lick back. I fight for my bitches and I'm fighting over dick.
Can't say your name up in my songs, might not fuck with you tomorrow. Can't get my feelings hurt today, I won't give a fuck tomorrow. Ain't fucked up by no credit score, I might be rich as fuck tomorrow. Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. Can't say your name up in my songs, might not fuck with you tomorrow. Can't get my feelings hurt today, I won't give a fuck tomorrow. Ain't fucked up by no credit score, I might be rich as fuck tomorrow. Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. Doctor.
Hi everyone. Somebody let me know if you can hear me okay. Marcus, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do I sound too low or too loud?
Salute, Brody.
You said a little low?
No, I said I can hear you good. I was saying salute to I say 2X.
I say no.
100 on the FBA shit. Yeah.
That is hilarious. Anyway, how you doing, Marcus?
Shit, I'm doing these, so I just, I've been chilling and watching the Tasha K debacle unfold, like partially. It's crazy.
I have to pull you out of sabbatical because
Yeah.
I had a crazy day, and I don't know where to start. If I should start with the Tasha K or I should start with what I had and then get to the Tasha K, because probably more people will be here when I get to the Tasha K. So
Go ahead, wherever you want to go.
All right. First of all, hi everybody. Thank you for coming in. Hit the like button. Hi Sherelle. Hi Miss Deb. Hi Ase. Hi April. Hey Tommy B. Hey Riaz. Hey Auntie. Just to make sure I say hi to everybody. look at my number one. This is why she been voted off the island for being a Haitian. Like, anyway, just get you out of here, Tether. But anyway. Ase said she been watching Tasha K get dragged all day. Okay, so before we get to the Tasha K piece, let me tell y'all some shit that happened that broke my little heart again. Black people been breaking my heart all over the internet. The gay ones, the straight ones, everybody. So I went on a gay content creators platform today because they were having a conversation about Tasha K and FBA and ADOS, whatever. So I'm joining the panel thinking that the conversation is going to stay about FBA and ADOS. So they had an ADOS person, representative, I think he's actually part of the organization, on the panel, who is also a gay man. So he clearly had a lot of vitriol for Tariq Nasheed, and the FBA also. I didn't know, Marcus, maybe you know. I didn't know that ADOS, a lot of them had very strong feelings toward the FBA. Did you know about this?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny and it's kind of not funny at the same time. The issue, all right, so it devolved from this. Um, so Dr. Clyde Anderson came up with the identity marker to make sure he used the ethnic identifier, which was Native Black Americans, right? And
Yes.
he was the first one that I'm aware of that came up with a alternate ethnic identity marker that rooted it in that language of that primarily, revolved around the language of being here before 1860, 1870. Then Yvette Carnell in Tone Talks in like 2016 pushed the ADOS as an ethnic identifier, which stands for American Descendants of Slaves. And they co-launched an organization. The organization is where the issue became prevalent because Yvette, while she's a brilliant woman, right? I think that a lot of the work they do as far as the Yvette Antone, a lot of the work they do as far as the reparations push and the distinction and disaggregation, which is the term that she popularized. I was well aware of it prior to that, but she did popularize it in the ethos, meaning to disaggregate the numbers. So if you're trying to track a subset of a group to see the benefits or repercussions of a policy or historical harm, then you would need to disaggregate those numbers to see that group and what was done to them specifically and what was done for them or against them specifically. So you could track how the data was being interpreted. And part of the Pan-African ideology was flat blackness, which did not allow for that ethnic distinction to be made, right? So Tariq initially did have a lot of the ADOS talking points, and then it became, according to him, I don't know, I wasn't there. It became more of a hierarchical organization as opposed to just an ethnic identifier, and that's where I guess he took issue. And he was like, well, I just want to be the ethnic identifier, similar to how maybe someone would say I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Jamaican, I'm yada, yada, yada. The new term would be foundational Black American. It's not an ideology. It's not a stance. It's not I despise Africa. I despise other people from other places. But what it does is draws a boundary around it. Because another one of the critiques with the ADOS label was it was inclusive. It could be construed to mean anybody in the Americas, not just North America. So that could say, so a Brazilian could potentially say I'm ADOS. So that the idea of disaggregation would then be null and void, because you then would not be able to track this specific group of people. So that's the brief history. Some odds of the FBA ADOS. And then they got back and forth, and Tariq started calling her scrappy and making jokes about her being LGBTQIA, and people calling her mama, and people start calling him a pimp and all these other things. So then they start trading shots back and forth. I particularly don't care about that they little skirmish, because that don't really got nothing to do with me as far as them getting into it about that. At the end of the day, I support what ADOS doing for reparations, and I consider anybody that's ADOS part of our lineage, and they would essentially be fighting for the same thing, no matter what term you use, be it Sulani, FBA,
ADOS,
indigenous
African
ADOS,
Americans.
yeah, any term. As long as that's a clarifier, and you're trying to make sure you disaggregate the term so we can address historical harm, then I don't care. it don't really bother me.
Okay, so I came to the panel, the this gay guys panel, where they were housing this conversation about FBA and ADOS and Tasha K, thinking that that's what the conversation was going to be about. So long story short, I quickly realized that they had a couple of issues. These are queer or LGBTQ men who are black, and also FBA, both of them, right? The host and his co-host. So I'm trying to bridge the gap. I'm over there telling the ADOS person, like, you and I are the same. That's what I told them. I said, I don't view you as separate from me. It's the same lineage, right? Like, you're my brother. Um, he said, no, you're not my sister. He said, I can't look at you as a sister because you want to affiliate yourself with someone. They're talking about Tariq now. You want to affiliate yourself with someone who pushes out harmful rhetoric against the LGBTQ. So initially, my mental alarms go off because why is this conversation now about the LGBTQ if we're talking about Black people and reparations, which is the primary focus of, I believe, both groups? At the end of the day, that's the primary goal, right? Am I correct to say that? Of FBA and ADOS, that the
Hold on 1 second. I got a house full of kids.
not 50
All
letter
right, go
kids.
on the other side. Daddy on the phone, baby. All right, now, I'm sorry. They came over and bum rushed me talking about the birthday line. Where are we at? Where? So
That's okay.
you the question was what now? If you could
I'm
summarize it, I could
I'm
catch
under the
on.
impression that FBA and ADOS at the end of the day have the same goal, primary goal, which is reparations. Is that fair?
So no, FBA
Okay.
has no goal. It's an ethnic identifier.
But
Like
I
that's
thought the
like
main
asking.
reason but I thought the main reason the why behind it is because how can we even want to get any reparations if we can't yet identify who?
Right. So that, but
Yeah.
there are two different distinctions, right? So in order to have a goal, you would be an organization and an ideology moving towards something. That's why ADOS. So ADOS function as both. It function as a ethnic identifier and an organization. The organization had a goal with trackable, tangible metrics and things to move forward. FBA has no specific goal because it's not an organization. It's literally an ethnic identifier. Because it's like asking, what's the goal of Jamaicans, or what's the goal of Ghanaians? You understand?
Yes. Okay. So, but that's what I said in the conversation. Like, we're the same lineage. I think we share the same goal. And I'm trying to be like on some camaraderie. The conversation went completely left. The apparently the LGBTQ FBA / ADOS people are upset with Tariq Nasheed because of that Buck Broken documentary, and they feel like he is intentionally pushing harmful rhetoric about the LGBTQ, reducing them all down to trauma that happened during slavery. And they feel like he did it on purpose as a dog whistle to separate Black people from the LGBTQ, which I think is ridiculous. But this is what they said to me. They think he did it on purpose, and they think it was a dog whistle, right? So he intentionally wanted to somehow just attack them for some reason. And because they feel like if you reduce their sexual choices or their love for each other down to trauma that happened on the plantation, they feel like it's like minimizing them, as if they don't have their own mind, they don't make their own decisions, and we're overlooking history prior to slavery where gay and queer people have been a thing. So they're upset about it.
Yeah.
After after that, the conversation just, I couldn't get a word in. It completely went to how they're not going to get on board with us because straight people only want to use them for our own personal gain. And I'm like, well, if the reparations would benefit everyone, how is anybody using you for their own personal gain when what I thought we all wanted would benefit all of us? And basically, what I found out was the LGBTQ, a lot of them, their identity is like their sexuality first. And I didn't know that, but I found out today. They don't look at it like, okay, what's happening with Black people should be my priority. No, it's like what's happening with LGBTQ people is our priority. And if Black people can't get with that, then we don't want nothing to do with y'all either.
This is why So I know people say a lot of people can come off as anti-academia, right, or anti-academic. And
Mhm.
yeah, I went to two prestigious universities, right? I understand uh, the what college teaches you how to think, and well, in ways in which to think and questions to ask, and ways to dissect uh, causational relationships and those type of things. The issue with hold on a second, Marcus. I told you I'm on the phone. Go back on the other side with mommy and ask her. Okay, give me a second. The causational relationship between different data sets or reasons why things happen. With that said, I also think that it entered into a spectrum where it removed the ability to kind of see the forest for the trees. Like black liberation or recompense for historical harms of slavery and all those things are not something that should have taken the backseat to gender or sexuality, especially since there were LGBTQ people that operated as slave owners and that were white, or white women that inherited slaves. I think it conflated those things and it placed things that were to that individual, it may be tangential, that may rank alongside it. It put them on the same category, and then it elevated them because the portion that the white people could also have a claim or a redress from harm with was the sexuality or gender. So it creates this dynamic where you splinter and split that group before anything gets solved. It should have been you take care of whatever was done with black people, and any other positions or policies that you would like to get, then you can advocate for that. But the whole reparations or blackness hostage for your sexuality, it's operating as an enemy of the people when you operate like that. Like I get you may not feel like it's something that could be glossed over, but you can't force that ideological stance on people as a way to hold back support for people being harmed from slavery. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Yeah, it really made me feel, I don't know, I feel a way about that whole exchange because I was like being very respectful, and I there was a part where I said to them, because they was like, Tariq is homophobic, Tariq is this, Tariq is that. First of all, it really upsets me that anytime someone hears FBA, all they see is Tariq Nasheed. And they were saying things like Tariq Nasheed is their god and he's their leader. And I said, so did I have to get Tariq's permission to come over here and talk to y'all? Did I have to run something through Tariq? Tariq is not my leader. Tariq is not anyone's leader. They're like, well, he copyrighted the term FBA. I don't have a problem with that because if he didn't, guess what? Somebody else would have.
Right,
I don't have an issue with that. Just like anything else that black people get any traction behind, somebody copyrights and then capitalizes. So if a black
right,
man did it, I personally don't care. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't mean
right,
he owns us. You can't own a lineage. So he's the
right,
leader. How are you a leader of a bloodline? That's what.
right, right. But then you got to think about back to the point where his original issue with it being a hierarchical organization. So their framework is he took Adolf's ideological hierarchy or framework and created his own organization. That's why it's really important to make sure that we're not saying like, "Hey, this is the FBA stands," because Jesse Lee Peterson and the most pro-black, they're both FBA. You see what I'm saying? It's not a ideological marker. It's an ethnic identifier, and you'll have people who disagree and agree from the furthest left and right corners in the ethnicity, but they're viewing it through the hierarchical organization structure. So they view Tariq as the tone or Yvette of FBA when that's not. He just created a name and it's pushed the name into the ethos, but that don't make him nobody leader. Like he says, like it. Look, Tariq could say something right now that a large amount of us will not agree with, and get on his bumper and get drugged for it. Like the Godfrey thing, that man was getting drugged throughout his comments. You can't drag your leader. Like that's not how that works. Venus, you there? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I just could hear you. I couldn't hear you before if you were speaking. It might have been muted. Yeah, can you hear it? Venus, I can't hear you if you're speaking. Can anybody else hear her?
Okay,
Maybe
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Why is this happening?
Dinosaurs? Okay, give me a second. Yeah, but like I think like it's projection, right? Because they're chapters and you could pay membership dues and they have organizational structure and meetings when it comes to ADOS. And I appreciate that about them because they're pushing the reparations conversation and go forward, which I agree with. Now, this is where it kind of gets conflated. People who identify as the ethnic market FBA support reparations most of the time. So it could seem like it's an ideological stance. Along with people who identify as FBA are hypersensitive to anybody being disrespectful to our ethnic group. So it could seem like we ideologically all are in agreement on it. When really you're interacting with people who identify as FBA, and if you say something disrespectful, we'll drag your ass. That's where they're coming up with it's an ideology. No, it's if you disrespect somebody, especially people that they choose that ethnic identifier, they gonna drag your ass more likely than not. But I could have drugged you claiming to be a Black American, just regular Black, whatever. Like it's a response to what's perceived as like ethnic boundary crossing or disrespect. So without that thing, other people shouldn't be bothered. But a lot of times people always see the person that hit back, not the actual thing that made them swing on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? That made you swing back.
This is an entire fact. So, right. So, because I'm like, so yeah, that first of all, the seeing Tariq Nasheed, as soon as somebody hears FBA, pisses me off. The second thing is, you want to hold every FBA you see accountable for your issues with Tariq, your issues with how he split away from ADOS. And I'm trying to explain to the gay FBA or ADOS man that I'm on your side, right? Like we're the same lineage. I support your overall goal. I just don't understand why you want to introduce LGBTQ issues into this conversation. And then they kept honing in on the fact that he did this Buck Broken documentary. And again, what Tariq Nasheed doing a damn documentary that gay people did not like has nothing to do with me and the rest of the FBA, right? But it was like they just could not separate the two no matter what I said. They just kept wanting to argue about whatever Tariq did, but then calling him a pimp, but then telling me I'm homophobic and I don't care about gay people's issues. I only want to use them for my own agenda. They're saying we, like what they call us cisgendered or heterosexual FBA is what they were saying, only want to get on board with the LGBTQ when they need something and want to use us. And I'm like, the common thing everybody is benefiting. Why is like the Blackness not the top priority and then your sexuality secondary?
Do you know what's crazy about that? Hearing you say this is sparking this thought. That's a crazy statement when considering what was the thing that spawned the Black Lives Matter protest.
You going where I'm going? The LGBTQ has been accused of co-opting Black issues and turning them into their own issues. So to answer your question, what sparked the Black Lives Matter movement was the knee on the neck of, I can't remember, what's this Black man's name?
George Floyd.
Right. So this was a Black issue. Somehow it got spearheaded by LGBTQ, right?
Right.
So,
and if I'm being honest, I know, like, look, I don't know how deep we're gonna go with this conversation today in regards to where their ability to jump in front of a political issue and then get put in front of national news cameras that have political affiliations goes. Because the moment, so the way my brain works, I see trends and patterns and stuff, right? The moment that there's a saying in politics, you never let a good atrocity or a good body go to waste, or a good what is the word? It's a word for it, where it essentially means not even a scandal, harm. Somebody has to be harmed. And when someone is harmed, you can use that to build a political ideology or agenda off of, because there's heightened emotions and people, are prone to support that thing, because it's similar to whenever you bring up, we could be having a conversation about domestic violence or something like that, right? And as soon as you bring in the femicide rates, it's like you can't really argue past this point, because now it seems like I'm arguing to be pro-femicide. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Okay, yeah. And that's not, I'm not arguing about domestic violence or anything. I'm just showing like the correlational relationship. When you hit a point where this is so wrong that you can't make a counter argument to anything that's been said once somebody pulls this out. Or how we can use slavery, like when we're talking to a white person, like, bam, y'all enslaved us. So it's nothing else you can say past this point in this conversation. Like, this is the Trump card. My
God. You're going somewhere where I was thinking, and I thought this when I had the last show, and I was talking about how the bisexual men were, in my opinion, weaponizing their gayness. And what I'm seeing, when you say you see patterns, I do too. And what I saw today was exactly this. It's like gay people, let me say some, not all, some of the LGBTQ have learned to weaponize their sexuality as if it's a political bargaining chip. Because in some instances it has been, but what they're trying to do now is use that as Black people against other Black people. And I'm sorry, but that shit is not going to work. So they ended up getting frustrated with me because they kept trying to do that in the conversation. And I kept on saying, this conversation is about Black lineage. It's about FBA. It's about ADOS. And we're talking about reparations. Why am I discussing your sexuality? I probably asked this question like 5 times. And this is where I made a misstep. When I said something about human rights on my priority, and this was a fair response. They said, well, us being able to exist how we want to exist is a human rights issue, right?
Right? Yeah. Because you can't make a disaggregation argument while also saying that all people are your priority.
And that was a mistake on my part, because I shouldn't have said. I think I wanted to say like.
And to be fair, and to throw you some bail, I know you truly don't want to see anybody harmed or treated badly. You were essentially saying, hey, slavery was a human rights violation and this needs to be addressed, is what your point was. But the way it was worded can be, taken into a area that conversation wasn't going in. You weren't saying they're not human. So then they probably said that you don't see us as humans now. We don't have human rights. They went there with it.
I swear to God, because after I made that statement and I tried to work it back, I said, well, listen, because they were right to answer that way. I said, well, listen, I view things in terms of priority, right? And for me, the priority in this instance would be the race relations, and the reparations, right? That is my primary focus. That is what I care about right now. Everything else to me is secondary. And then it was like, and this is the problem. So you're essentially telling us we don't matter. Our issues don't matter. We need to just care about what you care about. But what I care about is you, Black man. That's what how do you not see that? You know what I'm saying? So then.
Well, to be fair, the LGBTQ community believes that they formed a coalition. So this is back to the political ideology. They're like, we had this conversation before. I told you it's been a merger between like Pan-Africanism, LGBTQIA, like radical feminism, which is different than feminism. And it's all like became one thing, and they're under the Democrat Party umbrella. And they all like the conversation about straight women not dating bi men. they turn that into a straight women are homophobic because they don't want to date bi men. And then they'll also then say that that's anti-black because they've merged these identities together. And into your previous point about human rights, they're forming it as a human right coalition. And if you disagree with any of those 3 points, men are the problem, or straight men are the problem. LGBTQ rights should be prioritized. Trans women are women. And flat blackness is the order of agenda. Then you will be labeled as divisive and anti all those things because they fall under the Democrat umbrella because it's a coalition of voters, right? So their ideology is in a majority voting country. The larger the number is, the more people can push your agenda forward so you can get what you want. And they're viewing racial redress as a bargaining tool for the other community, which is like working for white supremacy, if I'm gonna be honest.
And they accused us of modeling the same behavior as white supremacists because they're accusing us of supporting the patriarchy and the way that we view our relationship with the LGBTQ community, right? And so I'm like, listen, I don't know if I said this part already, but when I told them, this is when the conversation really went left. When I told them basically, I have my own opinions on the homosexuality because they kept saying Tariq is homophobic. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to defend or deny. I don't know, but I'm going to tell y'all like this. I have my own opinions about homosexuality. However, that's not important in this conversation, right? Because the bigger picture is the lineage, the delineation, reparations. Like, at least for me, that's the priority, especially in this conversation. And they got offended by that. And I learned in real time, like, okay, LGBTQ people that is so much of their identity that it transcends race. I didn't know that before today, but I really saw, because this man had like 350 people watching. So I'm looking at his chat and they are all like 95% of them are mad at me. He's mad, the co-host is mad, and somehow this goes from an FBA ADOS conversation to black cis and heterosexual people are homophobic, biphobic, transphobic, and don't care about them until it's time. They were treating us the way we would speak about Democrats or Republicans is how they were speaking about us. Like as if we're coming to use them for some political gain and then throw them back away. And that I was wrong to tell them that they weren't the priority and that we should be able to prioritize everything at once. But realistically, when have you ever seen anyone prioritize anything at once? And at this point, I didn't really get to talk no more because they was doing the same shit that these men over here do when they want to cut you off and keep talking because they don't really know me. But I come from a space where I can debate. Like, that's not an issue. You're not going to shut me up because you think you made a point because I have another point, right? So I was trying to explain to them because he told me, like, by saying that I'm disrespecting them and disregarding them. I said, okay, I'm a black woman who's heterosexual. You guys said Tariq Nasheed is misogynistic and he wrote a book about pimping or exploiting women, right? They said, yeah. I said, so me as a black heterosexual woman, I'm even willing to overlook that because in terms of priority, reparations, the lineage to me is the most important thing. So I don't care that he wrote a book about that. But you guys want to focus on a documentary that he made about gay people that you don't like. To say that you're going to keep yourself separate from a whole group of your lineage because you mad about some shit Tariq Nasheed did in 2020.
So they be like, they accuse him of having a white wife. They say he wrote a book about pimping. Like, really, the book they talk about is a book called The Art of Macking. And this is why, like, it's hard to have conversations with people who don't like come from the ethnic background and understand the difference between, like, macking is something that you like pick up artists or like how to holler at women, not putting women out on the stroll and all this other stuff. But they'll conflate that and make it seem like you talking about actually pimping and doing all this stuff, and then argue in bad faith that you're supporting a pimp, or argue that you're supporting the harm of women by supporting pimp culture or something like that. Like they make bad faith non like points that really should not be made, But because you can't argue on the merit of the conversation, because truthfully, uh, there is nothing that can mirror the harm done uh, to our ethnicity in America. There's no one to one comparison. Like they might use, like I know they say the LGBTQIA movement was funded or started when there was a man who was deleted because of his sexuality uh, by four men in a bar, and then they like strung him and two other or three other people up in the home. So they made it seem like the movement was founded on the death of one of them. What really happened was the man was a drug dealer, and they came to rob him for his work, and they tortured him to get the work. And like I say, you can't let a crime go to waste or blood go to waste. They use that to then say, hey, LGBTQI people are being harmed, XYZ. And that's not to say that they haven't been harmed in other instances, but in this specific instance, that was about a drug deal and them trying to rob him, not about his sexuality, or primarily not about his sexuality. But you, what's up, Joe? But they'll make that argument because it's to highlight that when someone has harm done, they need to be like it. If you got two kids fighting and one kid get their head bust open and got to go to the hospital, you would naturally ask the kid who bust their head open to apologize, right? Because this is the person that was most harmed. They're doing this trick where instead of like us being able to stand on, hey, this was 347 years of American chattel slavery, followed by 110 years of Jim Crow, segregation, all this other stuff, and racial gerrymandering and policies and stuff. Well, Black people are also queer or LGBTQIA, so they was going through it the whole time. So this is the LGBTQIA issue. So we need to focus on that. Now you have a white person telling you, as a Black version, what the hierarchy needs to be based off that, and Black LGBTQIA needs to be at the top. But those are also the people they have the most influence with because they see themselves as the same identity. So they could put the battery in their back and send them off to be like, no, we don't need reparations. We need to be repaired for y'all not accepting us being gay. That's why I say I see them as like working for white supremacy. Once you allow a non sequitur in this conversation to trump the actual issue we're talking about, or you allow it to be attached to anything. I view that with like gender identity, sexual, everything. Nothing, like to your point, nothing is larger than just instant. Now, if you could show me that all the men had done this, or all the straight people had done this, and it was for this amount of time, then I'd be like, okay, I understand your argument. We do need to address this prior to addressing anything else. But that's not what the argument is. The argument is, let's isolate this and highlight our specific group that allows other people to say whatever they want and change the hierarchical structure of harm. That's crazy. Going back to that political coalition. And they're able to unite together to vote based off of that ideology and then push forward agendas and take portions of parties over and then have their rhetoric pushed every night on TV.
It's really insulting. So 350 years of chattel slavery, is that the right number?
I said 347. Well, 1526. So it depends on how you want to utilize it. If you're going from French Portuguese in America, because the 1526 number is one of the first revolts that they had, and they were expected that's on record, right? But America isn't founded to 1776, and then you got an 1860 number. So depending on which number you want, you can go back because slavery existed and rebellions existed in America. Each one of them points in time. Those dates specifically are related to rebellion.
So I'm trying to understand just how fucking disrespectful. Almost 400 years of slavery, millions of Black bodies, Black people died, people been tortured, raped, anything you could think of, Mandingo fighting, feeding babies to alligators tying people to horses and making them run in opposite directions. Like every worst thing you can imagine being done to a group of people for hundreds of fucking years. Somehow, who you want to lay down with is supposed to trump that shit. It's fucking crazy. Like, it's actually pissing me off when I think about the audacity. What? And to act like these are black, these are ADOS, I'm gonna say, because that's what one of them wanted to say he was American descendants of slaves and foundational black people who happen to be gay. But they think, forget about any issue that black people want to address unless you address my LGBTQ status first. What the fuck is that? Like, what is that? Like, I was in total disbelief today that these are grown ass men and this is the appropriate way to think. And then assuming that you have some actual leverage, right? And I'm paying attention to how people behave when they think they got leverage. Because now they're telling me we're not going to be on accord with anything until you guys address our human rights. So addressing you as a people, be repaid for the centuries of free labor and the industries that your ancestors are responsible for creating, that have created generational wealth for these people. Asking for repayment is somehow a disservice to you because I don't put
So
LGBTQ issues at the forefront of my fucking minds.
it's chess and checkers, right? Because what it seemed like, so say if I was a white male, right, and I wanted to have leverage in this conversation to remove culpability or the true issue between the creditor system of what was done, the theft of labor, the theft of wages, the theft of produced outcomes, right? I could hypothetically just push this agenda and any other agendas to not address that and then empower specific people from the group that need to be addressed. So instead of addressing us, you empower the ADOS or FBA or Sulani, whatever you want to call yourself, members of the community to speak as the person for the LGBTQIA community, and they can cash in, I guess, on their ethnicity solely to speak as the arbitrator. It's kind of like the conservative grift, when black men will come and say the most heinous things about black people and get paid by the conservatives, and they're essentially cashing in on their blackness. Or if you got, like, if a woman would say something that's extremely what you would desire to be anti-women, but you know it's for financial gain, it would be cashing in on being a woman. Or if a man was to go pandering and simp to say the most anti-male things, then it would be cashing in on being a male, being a man. Like, people can empower people from the group that they've most harmed to negate the harm that they've done as a means of removal of blame, or at least in the public eye, right? Because perception, it's removal of blame through the negotiation of perception, or the finesse of perception. Like I say, it's chess, not checkers. This, like, these people had 100-year, 200-year, 300-year plans. So, like, thinking in the moment and being highly reactive, it's hard to fight against that when you're dealing with somebody that can think that deviously, right? Where you'll intentionally say, like, you know what, if it's 9 of y'all on the plantation, y'all revolt. So anytime y'all get to 10 people, if they're on the plantation, you're gonna have to free them or separate them. Like, there are people who they specialize in creating systems to keep things how they would like them. So I view that as a form of that.
White supremacy. And it's funny because that's what they're accusing us out of, because we will not make our entire form our lives around LGBTQ ideologies. And yeah, they were just having a very hard time with the black woman saying that's not my priority, because it's not. It's just not. And it doesn't mean I wish harm on anybody or I hate anybody. but it's just not my priority. First of all, as a black person. Second of all, as a black woman, I have way too many things to think about than to be spending my time focused on. Like, that's just not my priority. It's not. However, things that are my priority will actually benefit you in a positive way because we're the same race. I care. There's the things that I care about that will benefit everyone, but I just never knew until today how, like, nah, that LGBTQ stuff is more important as an identifier than their race is. I didn't know that before today. So that was interesting. And another thing
And
I've
that's not for
seen.
all of them, right? We making that
Mhm.
distinction. It's not all of them. It's the people who push the community as their identity.
Yes, thank you, Marcus,
Right,
for
right, right, right.
for cleaning that up for me because it's not all
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
I'm just fresh off of like my exchange that really pissed me off. Like, I'm just like, what? So I'm getting called a pseudo intellectual and a worker for white supremacy, and I don't care about my own womanhood. Just, oh my god, they just said any and everything today. And they, what I picked up overall was that black people is sad. It made me actually sad because it's like I could, even though I was in it, I could see it from the outside at the same time. Like I was having an out of body experience, and I was like, damn, we would be able to get so much further, so much faster if people could take their egos and their own selfish wants out of things and get together on the common goal. And I hate to compare us to Jewish people, but I'm gonna do it this one time. Do the reason they're so successful when it comes to, like, at least in New York, they own damn near all of the real estate, and I mean damn near all of it. Like they really, the what they've been able to do in Israel, that's a whole different conversation. But the reason they're able to have that level of success is because they understand that we don't have to necessarily agree on everything, but we need to focus on the most important thing. And as long as we focus on the most important thing, we can get what we need to get. We don't get into too much of things that aren't um conducive to the goal. And I feel like a lot of other groups of people understand this, but for some reason when it comes to the black American, there's this fucking ego, this me, what I want, what I want. So I'm like, I'm arguing about LGBTQ, but we are all black people. We are all wanting reparations. We are all wanting equal rights and black people to be treated fairly. But you guys are now co-opting this conversation to force me to make some declaration of support for LGBTQ when I didn't come here for that conversation. And that's not my concern. And that, to me, that's not the priority. And I just saw it from, like, I see
You-
why we can't get anywhere because it's like so much before you could even, and that's what I was trying to explain to the guy. I'm like, we have to address this first, right? Which is slavery. That's the main thing. He's like, well, unless you address it all, we not on board. I said, yo, we can't. Like
but-
that's not how things are done. And he said, yes, you can. No, we can't. Where have you ever seen somebody who is a part of a group that there's just so many problems here? And I said, look at us right now. I said, FBA and ADOS can't even get on the same page. But you think now, oh, let's throw some LGBTQ shit in there. What are you talking about? Like, how do you
So,
think we can? We can't.
so like part of my understanding, this is me specifically. I'm not speaking as any. I'm saying from the way when I review history, one of the critiques has been we prioritized equality for all and made sure everybody was treated fairly without highlighting, hey, this is our harm and it needs to be fixed. That's been a lot of people critique when they look back on it and saying, hey, we need to fix this thing and then we can get to the other things. But by prioritizing everything, what that then allowed people to do was not address this issue and claim that you addressed the initial issue of slavery because you tried to make everything equal for everyone, not taking into account what you did for this close to 400 years. And that was a mistake, but it was what coalition building looks like, which is why the primary identifier, in order to actually get, because here's the thing, if the reparations aspect gets addressed, then these people then have financial leverage in order to independently fight for whatever they want without having to drag other people into it, and then they can bargain from there. But they're gonna hold it hostage due to the same. Like, if I was a black woman, this is a tangent to the point. If I was a black woman, I actually would be upset that I'm getting ridiculed for not agreeing with your identity when you pushing my identity out the way, and now like being a Southern black woman is just the gay sin. Like the whole identity of like gay or trans man is like hyper eccentric black women from the South. And then to come tell me that shit, to me seems crazy, because you can't steal my identity and then lecture me on what I need to care about. That would blow me, honestly. I don't, I'm not a woman, so I don't know. Maybe you don't feel that way about that. But like, bro, you got a whole white man. I was watching this show, Banshee. It's an Asian man on there. It was a straight Asian man. He was playing a drag queen, right? And it was just his impersonation of a black woman. And this shit was hyper offensive. But if he say he a drag queen, he could impersonate a black woman and get support behind it. Then I went to Gemini. I was like, why is they questioning why is this acceptable XYZ? And Gemini tried to tell me, well, that's not actually a black woman that he's emulating. He's emulating the drag scene. So I'm like, but the drag scene was emulating women. They like, well, not necessarily. So I'm arguing with the damn AI, and I'm like, so finally 20 minutes later, we get to the point, yes, the gay black men and the trans men emulated their black mothers and aunties, and then those white men in proximity to them emulated the gay black men who were emulating their gay, their aunties, their black aunties and mothers and cousins and stuff. So essentially, that their identity is an offshoot of black women. So how you gonna steal my identity and then lecture me on what I need to care about? That's crazy.
It is the biggest form of manipulation. And it's kind of, that's why I'm saying it's funny that they call us white supremacist apologists, but that is literally from the white man's playbook. That shit right there. Literally that. So this whole thing is
force you to take another identity. Now you can't even be a woman. You gotta be a cis woman. And I went and looked that up. I'll be researching. So I looked at, so the initial cis thing it started with cissexual, right? From this psychologist who diagnosed sexual ideologies, preferences, and those type of things. Around like the 1980s, 1990s, they contributed cisgendered women and cisgendered men to a white woman, I believe in Minnesota or someplace else, because the dude who created the term cisgender or cissexual was also normalizing PDF affiliate. And using it as a minor attracted person as a classification for attraction, which is funny because I went on that but the page that you told me about, and the first thing I seen on there was a huge thing saying Funky Geneva understands PDFs or has sympathy for what did it say? Did you see that?
Yeah, they brought that into the conversation too. Saying that I didn't see exactly what he said, and honestly, I don't care what he said. I promise I don't. But they said that he had actual scientific research about how their brains are different. I'm assuming making an argument like it's not something they can help. I'm assuming they didn't say, I didn't hear him say that, but that's kind of what I was getting from what they brought up. Like what he was just saying was there's research on their brain and how their brain waves or whatever the hell are different. I don't know.
I don't know that argument. I didn't even watch it. I seen that title and just it threw me off.
Yeah, and I didn't even watch it.
Off the first thing I could think of, what I find hella ironic? This is ironic as fuck to me, right? They have not been able to find a gene that makes you LGBTQI, right? And when you say, hey, to the issue with Tariq, he is framing sexuality for some people, not all people. He didn't even say for all of them, really. He was talking about a period in history that 100% occurred. But even if you negate that whole thing and we do make that argument, they refuse to allow the causation of reality to be made between people who have been abused sexually to potentially having the ability or the propensity to be abusers. And that's not to say everybody who's been abused will abuse other people. That's to say there may be a causal relationship that should be looked at. But you can't do that because then you villainize the people people who were abused, which I get. But you then can't then say it's a neurological symptom that makes them this when there's this whole thing we should be looking at, but we can't because it puts victims in a bad position, which I understand. But I don't know, bro. That should be blowing me. I ain't gonna hold you. This should be blowing me because if we can't look at the problems of the abuser because the abused, I don't know. I'm getting tongue tied saying the same thing over, but that shit crazy, bro. That's crazy.
No, it definitely is. I didn't speak on that yet because I didn't even see it, but no, I understand exactly what you're saying because Tariq made a documentary about breaking, which did occur during slavery. It doesn't mean that every gay man is I don't know, a descendant of somebody who was buck broken, and that's where that comes from. Like whatever the hell they think, I understand what you're saying. Like he's not blanketing the entire LGBTQ with trauma,
Right.
but that's how they perceive what he said. That I'm telling you, that's what they were saying to me.
And there's proof. Well, I ain't gonna say proof. I believe, for the record, I gotta say, I believe that there is a correlation to hypersexuality between men and women with sexual trauma in the past and lack of sexuality. So I think that the spectrum skews depending on the individual personality and what was done. They could become asexual where they don't want any sex. But there are also people who are born asexual. But I think that those things can become or hypersexual. I think testosterone hormones and trauma can become contributing factors. And if we could look at the data in totality, we might be able to come up with a thesis, but we can't because it's offensive and it blames different people, which I'm okay with. But then you can't normalize the behavior of PDF Ilya. Did that make sense to you? Am I like, because I don't know. Sometimes I be in my head like this. Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
I understood you just fine. I understood you 1,000%. And that's why I'm starting to feel like people are not as ignorant as they pretend they are. I think they understand that. But it's easier, like you said, to just act like kind of be obtuse and just paint Tariq out to be this big homophobic who just wanted to dismiss their natural, I don't know, desires.
Yeah.
You know, but like it did get to a point where it was just being obtuse. Because I know when people get into a conversation with me and it gets to the point where they don't want to let me speak, I know why. Like all of a sudden you got to keep talking and talking and talking and cutting in and cutting in. I said to them like 5 times, like, can I finish a sentence? Why is this happening now? This wasn't happening the last 30 minutes. Why is it happening now?
They've reached the point where they have no longer ideological basis, or they emotions have been triggered to the point that they can't hear anything you're saying to even argue relative.
And these are men talking to a woman.
But they don't. They call themselves the GWRLS sometimes. I don't know how you say it, but one more thing. I know I be jumping all over. Yeah, I be jumping all over the place. But I think that there's a relationship between. So there's this thing that happens when abused people are abused over a long period of time, or they built a relationship with their abuser prior to them abusing them, where they see humanity and make excuses and don't blame them for their problems. Like you'll see it with women who get hit, where they'll say like, he's going through a lot. It's his job, his work, woo woo, and that's why he became abusive. Or Stockholm syndrome, absolutely. I think. But we can't dissect it because, again, we be blaming abusers that the reason Funky doesn't even might, in his mind, be able to relate to them is because if it was done to him and he had a feeling for the person that did it, that is what he is speaking for, and he could see that person and other people with that condition.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, right? Allegedly. Right, but we can't even dissect that because that could be seen as harmful and stigmatizing to people who've been victimized by that.
Right, and that they've done a clever thing with that, like you said, right? Because let's be honest, that is true when it comes to some gay people. Some, it is just true. But if you guys could make it a sin to even mention it, right now, because this is what happened, in my opinion. It is true that some people who grew up to be gay were tampered with as children, and or introduced to sex maybe too soon, whatever it was, right? Not saying all of
Right,
them,
right.
but some of them,
Some, right, some.
they get because that they didn't like that it was deemed a mental illness in the past. They brought that up. I literally today got the punishment for anything any straight person has ever done. They brought up the fact that it used to be deemed a mental illness. They brought the fact up that people assume that every single one of us has gone through trauma. So what I think is happening, some of them are denying the trauma that they did go through because they just want to make a point so bad. Because now all of a sudden nobody went through nothing. But then he threw this in my face. He said, the host said, oh, one out of however many girls are molested. One out of every, I think he said 4 or 5 black girls are molested growing up. So is it safe to say that black men are pedophiles? Like, they were going crazy, Marcus. And I'm listening to this shit like, yo, I came over here respectful. I didn't call nobody no crazy ass names. I didn't attack the community. And I'm talking about black issues. How do we get to now? You want to talk about straight men being pedophiles. You want to talk about everything under the fucking sun and like make yourselves victims of everything and the most important person in everything at the same time. Like, what is happening? That shit was crazy today.
I've been doing this shit for a long time. This should make you be crazy. Cause you'll be like, I could have sworn that if you're arguing this, then you understand it enough to not argue it or add room that the possibility exists here. But you're shutting that whole possibility out to argue this while simultaneously pretend like you don't understand it. And it's like gaslighting. Like, that shit can make you go crazy.
They told me I was gaslighting them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really fucked up because this is the thing. They spend all this time saying how homophobic the black cisgender, they call us a community, is, right?
You're talking about women, right?
No, both of us, especially the men. They feel like the men.
The heteronormative community, right? Mm-hmm. They call it the heteronormatives, mm-hmm. Right? Yeah.
And you know what I was thinking? And I told them this. I said, you guys are behaving exactly the way you claim you don't like. I said, like, after the way this all has gone, I'm in my head like, if you didn't like people being homophobic, how do you expect a person like me to walk away from this exchange when I came here thinking I'm in camaraderie with some black people and being respectful, and now I'm getting the brunt of everything any hetero sexual person has ever said and done? Like, so you expect like,
I gotta laugh at you because this shit happened to me all the time. But look, the reason you got brought into there, because of that bi shit. And once y'all said y'all don't want to date bi men and that they are entitled to sex with straight women, then y'all became part of that heteronormative community and y'all getting drugged like men.
You laughing a little too hard, ain't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry. They be trying to drag me for everything.
This is so fucked up. Heteronormative, April. She said heteronormative. Support my show, guys. I be seeing y'all supporting other shows and they don't be even talking to y'all about nothing of substance. Y'all be supporting the same ass gender war bullshit ass conversations that be going on for 17 years. These I come with some interesting shit sometimes, but anyway, no, for real. I was sad today, Marcus. I've never been treated like this. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, I'm gonna remove myself because I don't want to offend anybody any further. Let me just go in the chat. I went in the chat, then they really started going crazy.
They blocked you and muted you, didn't they?
No, they didn't block me. They was arguing with me. They was talking crazy shit. Like,
I usually get blocked and muted.
Because you be on TikTok. This was YouTube, so maybe they're not so quick to do it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But I'm gonna play my Tasha K video. We ain't gonna be here all night. I just wanted to say, like, yeah, my heart is really hurt behind that stuff that happened today. I had good intentions. And again, I'm just gonna leave people with this. If you were worried about people being homophobic, having encounters like that, It is what we call, what they call in psychology, the self-fulfilling prophecy is what that would be called. When you're so worried about something happening, you damn near make it happen. That's kind of how I feel after that conversation. Like for somebody who in my lineage and I'm calling them my brother, and for them to literally say, no, you're not my sister because of their sexuality that has nothing to do with me. What the fuck is that? But I'm not.
They let the GDs in the door. Because I remember when the conversation shifted, I was listening to somebody talking. They said this one, I knew something was up with this conversation, right? This is the thing that tipped me, Venus. They was talking about straight men being the problem and historically being the abusers, and they were lumping black men in as if we was the people in favor people. And I was like, that's really strange.
Oh God! Don't be throwing this in my face today.
No. Hold on. I even go. So then I'm like, that's kind of strange. I didn't know that. I've studied history to some extent, and it wasn't like that. But okay. And then I heard them make the argument that that nuclear families were offshoots of white supremacy, and that homes were safer that did not have straight men in them. And I was like, so is women gonna support this? Is men gonna support? Like, what is this? And I was like, oh shit, they done merged the identities. And now you can't be a woman if you don't accept that trans women as women.
So I get it. You think this is funny because you think this is funny because I was supporting them a few months ago when I said black straight men are the problem. I understand. You know what? I cannot listen. This is like kicking me when I'm down. You know, this just happened to me today. I just got dragged today, Marcus. Damn.
I'm with you though. I'm with you. I am with you. I feel your pain.
No, you don't feel it. You don't feel it.
I've been feeling it about myself for so long to watch somebody feel it. It's funny because I'm like, oh, I'm that crazy. That's the I'm that crazy laugh. That's what that is. Like,
I swear to good, like, here we go. Here we fucking go. So the bisexual man came back to call me homophobic again. Look, you can't be homophobic to get perplexed in a space where people are then calling you out on being homophobic. You know what? You guys win. I'm officially homophobic. I promise. You're right. You are right. Like, I'm done with that shit. If there's no camaraderie there, then fuck it. I'm not running. Whether y'all gay or not, I don't chase and kiss no men ass. Gay, straight, I don't give a fuck. So guess what? Yes, you can call me homophobic now. I'm not even going to try to argue, justify, make you understand, make it make sense. Y'all don't want shit to make sense. So fuck it then. Marcus, this shit ain't funny. Let me play my video. Oh my God, yo. And Sherelle, I don't know what the hell you and April laughing at. You know what? Hold on. Let me just play my video, y'all. Look.
What do you think about the FBA movement? My kids are African. My grandfather is Bahamian. Knowing that we're Hebrew, even though your lineage could come from South Africa or Liberia, or hell, your lineage may come from Jamaica. It may come from Latin America. You don't damn know. They called my husband an African booty scratcher. Here's what I would say about the FBA movement. It's no different than the KKK. Meant to divide, meant to separate you, to isolate you, to have you looking at other races that look like you and hating them for no reason. That is the same foundation and principles that the Ku Klux Klan build themselves on, which is protecting their whiteness, their pureness, not knowing that they are not pure. It's a lie. And I don't get involved in these types of conversations because it's ridiculous. And it's very unintelligent to talk about.
Can you pause it real quick?
To even speak on.
So I think it's worth noting that while Tasha K, it seemed like she had a beautiful family that she, with her African husband and her African children or whatever, and kudos to them. Now, but to Tasha K specifically, she would identify as a Pan-African, right? And this goes to the point of how the merger between those identities is contrary to who we are. The Pan-African ideology is one that frames everyone under the flat blackness rule while attaching any achievement to, in this current iteration, attaching any achievement that Black Americans make to a broader Black identity, and any negativity or problems amongst anyone that operates or identifies or cosplays as a Black American specific issue. Tasha K does this throughout this whole interview, and even in her apology, she doesn't realize that her the bias that she operates through is anti-Black American. She then goes on to say about her being you gonna play both the apology and the other one? Because I don't want to jump ahead.
No, you can. I couldn't get the apology up here. I could play it on my and they could hear it though. But go ahead. She goes on to say that she was violated as a MOL violated as a child by a Black man, and she highlighted every negative occurrence in her upbringing as in Black America. And what you'll find consistent with a lot of Pan-Africans is they ideology is African-centered worshiping, right? Whether they realize they're doing it or not, that's kind of what they're doing. So they'll put African culture, or Africans on a pedestal while simultaneously trying to step on top of our people, our ethnic group. And they don't even see what they're doing as disrespectful because it's so ingrained in who they are. Like, you know how people say, oh, you male-centered? They're African-centered in a way that allows them to disrespect their own family, and they can't even see it. And I think the reason is there was a Eurocentric way history was told, and then like Ben Yakin and John, like all of the Pan-African Afrocentric writers came to combat the Eurocentric way that history was being told, and the Europeans were lying, and then the Pan-Africans then became liars themselves in the opposite direction, right? So they created extreme claims on both sides, and those claims got taught as truth to the Europeans and truth to people who believe in Pan-Africanism. So in order to highlight the harm the Europeans done, we made the identity one that could not be respected per the Pan-African ideology. And that's what she is a derivative of. And that's why she's speaking about us the way she does in both this interview, that interview, and why she worships her African husband the way she does. That's it. You can play it again. I can't hear her anymore. But I just had to get that out. You know how my ADHD be doing. I have a long way thought out and I forget it in 4 minutes. It's okay. I know who asked to come. There's a reason. It's okay.
What do you think about the FBA movement? My kids are African. My grandfather is Bahamian. Knowing that we're Hebrew, even though your lineage could come from South Africa or Liberia, or hell, your lineage may come from Jamaica, may come from Latin America. You don't damn know. They called my husband an African booty scratcher. Here's what I would say about the FBA movement. It's no different than the KKK. Meant to divide, meant to separate you, to isolate you, to have you looking at other races that look like you and hating them for no reason. That is the same foundation and principles that the Ku Klux Klan built.
It's not the same as the Ku Klux Klan, but you know what it is the same as? Can you take a guess, Venus?
Pan-Africanism.
No. It's the same as being a part of Al-Qubulan or Africa, looking at another tribe, capturing them, dividing them, putting them in cages, shaving their heads, selling them to the Europeans for wine and other trinkets. That is what that is. That would be a comparison to the KKK. Not people saying that you mean names online, but people literally putting people in cages to sell into slavery would probably be a better comparison. Yeah.
Right, because the KKK is America's oldest white supremacist terrorist group. Since founded in 1865, it has operated in three distinct historical waves, using violence, political subversion, and systemic terror to target Black people, immigrants, Jews, Catholics, and civil rights activists. Okay, the extensive history of the KKK's action includes several core components: lynching and murders, executed thousands of blacks, primarily from hanging them from trees. Wait, without trial to enforce subordination. Sorry, hanging them without trial to enforce subordination, bombings, perpetuated mass casualty attacks on Black sanctuaries, most notably the 1963 16th Street Baptist Church bombing in Birmingham, Alabama, which killed 4 young girls. Physical mutilation, committed widespread physical assaults, including floggings, whippings, tarring, feathering, and acid brandings. Assassinations, murdered prominent civil rights leaders and political allies, including Medgar Evers, Viola Louiso, I hope I said that right, and voting rights activists James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schooner, just to name a few, right? So the reason, if she doesn't understand why the FBA, who are the direct victims of that fucking group, is offended and upset with her stupid ass, that would be why. Like, how dare you compare us to that? We haven't harmed one person. Like, how do you do that? And again, it's like giving me self-fulfilling prophecy. All of these people are making me want to be what they're accusing me of being. You're calling FBA a hate group. You're comparing them to a terrorist group, real life terrorist group. That's supposed to make us look at you and like do what?
Yeah, it get deeper when you realize that her whole platform built on tearing Black Americans down.
Another one in media, large media, who we now know is non-FBA, because she said it. She said, I have Bohemian ancestry. That's what she said.
To be fair, we can't put that on her. Like, she did say that, but all right, come on.
She's still FBA because she got one FBA parent.
Cool. Yeah, she got a parent.
I'm bringing the non-FBA other because
that she don't identify with the Black American Foundation Black American as an ethnicity. 100%.
She said that. That's what she said when she brought up her ancestor. That was when she said it. And then she said, my husband is African, my kids are African. So her whole identity is not in alignment with a foundational Black American, even though she technically is one.
Well, here's the thing. Because it's not an ideology, the only thing she has to do is be from the lineage, right? That's why we got to always make sure even people we don't agree with, they still FBA, even if we don't agree with them, because then that would become an actual ideology. Even though they're harming us or attempting to harm our people, they're a bad person, but they still would be technically, you know what I'm saying?
Technically, I could call her a tether, right? Well, can I?
You could call her a coon. I think would probably be better.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because if she has one, she can't tether onto some shit. What?
No, you're right. All right. I don't know. I think you can still be a tether. Like if my man came from Jamaica right now and I had a baby with him, and then my baby came out and hated all the Black Americans and identified with their Jamaican side, I think that's fair to call my baby a tether.
No, that would make no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
That baby is a traitor.
You could do it, but you would be conflating the term. No, that baby wouldn't be a tether.
That baby is a whole tether.
No.
I had to put that scenario out there just in case because Sherelle would be the first to tell he called me a tether lover. So I just wanted to say um it could happen, you know. But anyway,
Yeah, that if he identified as Jamaican, he just would probably be somebody that ethnically identified as Jamaican. In order to be a tether, he would have to remove you as a parent, and then put somebody that is not a Black American, and then make him hypercritical or undermining of the group. You have to do that
oh,
part. It's an action. So, immigrant is not a tether. Right, and when we conflate it, that's probably why they be on our bumper about, oh, y'all see this about immigrants are not tethers. So you just immigrate from someplace, or you come from a different ethnicity. In order to be a tether, you have to not have Black American ancestry and be hypercritical and do things to disparage, harm, or undermine our ethnic group while pretending to be one of us.
oh, hold on. This is another one of my gay supporters, HT Baldwin. This is beyond the bisexual now. I got into it with some LGBTQ content creators today, and they digitally battered, beat, and abused me. Okay, on the internet.
It was funny.
No, but it's not funny. HT
I wasn't funny.
Baldwin,
It was wrong.
they treated me so bad because I wanted to talk about FBA and ADOS, and that's what I thought the conversation was about. And they ended up co-opting that and putting LGBTQ at the forefront. And somehow, because I said that's not a priority of mine, I'm focused on the reparations, the lineage. They said I'm homophobic, I'm all these things. And until the heteronormative community wants to address their issues, they do not want to be in alignment with anything we got going on. HG Baldwin, I told the gay man, you're my brother, because he said he's 80 OS. I said, you're my brother. We're the same lineage. I look at you the same. He told me, no, I don't look at you as a sister because you support Tariq Nasheed, and Tariq put out a damn documentary called Buck Broken, and I don't like it, and it's harmful information about gay men. Therefore, you're not my sister. So now I had to pay today for every wrong that every heterosexual person has ever fucking done, and it went on for about an hour. I mean, these people are I'm just done. Okay.
I appreciate AT Baldy coming up because Baldwin. I'm sorry. Oh, is that a playoff for James Baldwin? Well, anyway,
I don't know.
that's a clever name, but that just highlights that he's not, like, by calling him entitled, he understands the argument, right? That the bisexual women are entitled to straight women's sex or dating is entitlement, and that's
No.
not, he will be on the side with you, not claiming you homophobic for not allowing people to do whatever to you. Like, he represent that it's not just the LGBTQIA people; it's somebody that has a ideology that's like that. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Damn. And look, he's sensible. He said interesting because I think Tyreek's buck breaking video makes black men look worse than anything. Well, those are still
I agree with that. Honestly, I do.
well, those are still gay men, right? Maybe that's why they're upset about it.
No,
right?
they were straight men. So the practice of buck breaking was when rambunctious people that was trying to revolt, fight it, and to you know, there was a thing called drapetomania, and that was black men who tried to escape, or black people who tried to escape slavery. They called that a mental illness, drapetomania or something crazy like that. So to that point about y'all labeled it anyway, but the straight men were punished by white homosexual men. And that's what buck breaking was. You were supposed to be taking a manhood by forcing them to be raped.
Okay, so HT Baldwin, I didn't see the documentary, but this is what the gay people told me today, because I kept saying, why do y'all keep bringing the LGBTQ into a conversation about FBA? And they're saying because Tariq Nasheed put that out, they feel like he put out harmful rhetoric against gay men because what he did was reduce their homosexuality down to trauma, trying to accredit slavery and buck breaking for the reason that gay men are gay today. Now, I didn't see the documentary, so I don't know if that was his intention, but that's what they were trying to say he did, and he did it on purpose because it was a dog whistle to separate from the black LGBT. They got a whole conspiracy about this man's intentions. And the minute you say FBA, you're the enemy and they hate you and they want to punish you for everything every straight person has ever fucking done. You know who CCV is, right? HC Baldwin? Just say yes or no, because this all happens today. But I didn't want to put too much attention on, you know? You just want to say something, Marcus?
Yeah. If anything, so I was just double checking this real quick because I was always told that they were transported to the Caribbeans to do the actual like buck breaking. So it would be people from Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, and Mississippi. And then once they determined that they couldn't force them into like submission, they would then send them to these torturous people on these torturous white men in the Caribbean. So I could actually understand the Caribbeans being mad about that aspect of it, depending on how it was told. I didn't watch the movie. You going to bed? I'll give you a good night. Give me a second. Hold on.
Okay, HC Baldwin, yeah, I was up there today. So if you go to when you see me, and then I'm going to drop down, and then I'm going to come back again later. So you got to watch all of it. And then when I leave the second time, you just got to read the comments and like everything that was going. It was crazy. And I love CCV. That's the disappointing part, because after today, I don't think I fuck with them no more. I can't do it. Like, I just really, I'm disturbed. I am very disturbed. And I appreciate you, HD Baldwin, because you are like such a sensible gay man. The bisexual dude who was here last time came here earlier to call me homophobic. So I told him absolutely I am at this point, because y'all are just driving me to like, you seem unreasonable. Yeah. I think everybody's getting radicalized, HD Baldwin. Because that's what I saw at the end of it when you listen to everything they were saying, you're going to hear it's really pain. Everybody is hurt. Like, literally, the LGBTQ community is extremely hurt by what they call heteronormative community. Like, very hurt. And it's like to the point they're kind of blind at this point with their hurt and their hatred, because they could not see anything I was trying to say. They just, like, what I represented in that conversation was like every straight black person who's ever done anything. Like, wait till you just hear all of the things they were bringing up that had absolutely nothing to do with the conversation. And that was just frustrating to me, because it's like there's a little bit of selfishness. I don't care. Like, everybody is hurt. I'm hurt about shit, but there's certain times when there are bigger priorities to focus on, and I can't expect everybody to stop the show to address my hurt, because I think what I'm hurting about is bigger than the program, and sometimes it just isn't. And they got offended when I kind of told them that. Like, they think it's offensive to tell them that every issue is not about you individually. It's not. Some things are bigger than Nino Brown, okay? And they didn't like that. Marcus, are you back yet?
Yeah. I was going. My daughter's picking me. She talking about she wanted a hug and a kiss goodnight, and she not going to sleep yet. Like, she, they be just trying to. Anyway, yeah. So to AC, yeah, I got. I'll be on it, but sometimes I to be on the panel, I got to kind of focus. Sometimes I just pause and then go give some drive-by love, and then be back to it. But my ADHD be throwing me all over the place. So look, not even necessarily about homo man, but buck breaking is no different from grape. It was about control. I agree with you, HD Baldwin, but I think that in order to get your sexual organ aroused enough to have intercourse with a man, you cannot be straight. Like, I would not be able to do it. Like, unless they were using objects. Yeah, I would not be able to do it.
Sorry, my sound went out. You would not be able to do what now?
I would not be able to, like, as a straight man, I would not be able to buck break people because I don't think straight men can operate to be able to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Sorry, I was distracted.
Repeat it again. Look,
sorry, I was distracted because AC Blue won't be having my back. He said, "Who said it? I ain't gonna let that shit slide. I'm going over there."
Oh, that's what's up.
They'll live. I'm gonna check it out. I might end up telling the same thing. But yeah, anyway, you said, I'm sorry, one more time.
No, but he said that he was like, not even necessarily by hormone, man. Buck breaking was a means of control, and it was great, but it was about control. And I'm like, I agree with you, but I kind of also don't, because I don't think a straight man can physically operate to do it. To even do it. Like, we have to have some form of arousal to be able to, unless they was doing it with objects. And I got to go, like I didn't watch that video. I didn't watch it. I thought, I that was a little too much for me. I'm familiar with the practices and some stuff that'll give me one to go become a DC pure. So I'll be staying away from some of it. I already pretty much be on the if I get to watching that video and then get mad about something, it's like, no. So I'll stay away from some stuff to protect my peace and sanity and freedom.
No, I completely understand. But I wasn't going to keep you too long. I did start this later than I wanted to, so I'm gonna have to go pretty soon. But thank you for coming up, Marcus, because I know you would have, like, way more about the ADOS and the FBA than me. And the history and stuff.
Just tag me in when you need.
Next time I am going to tag you in, because I'm traumatized. I gotta, like, sleep this off. I'm sad. But
one thing you got to make sure you, like, when you had a conversation, because you're talking about a specific lineage based thing, you got to just stay on lineage. So you can't jump to it's a group, and you can't jump to I'm talking about everybody. If you stand on the lineage, you got to stay on that line, because that's how they throwing rocks at you and they pulling at you. They trying to pull you off your square. Those the main two ways they do it, by changing the conversation from what you're talking about to something else, and making it a issue for you to specify who you're talking about. So you got to make sure you always keep that eye in the prize. Like, look, I'm only talking about the lineage. I'm not.
Marcus, I promise, if I wasn't afraid of them striking me, because I don't know how to get down, so I don't want to, I probably said that 5 times before I dropped down. I kept saying.
Yeah. But as soon as they caught you with that one statement, they wanted to end the argument right there, because they felt like that was they got you. That's what people with no actual talking points or ability to actually debate something do. They look for one got you so that they can laugh and yell and scream and stop the conversation.
And just stay stuck on it. Yeah, because after that I could not get a word in. And they went on this whole diatribe about just how horrible straight black people are, and I was really like, what the fuck? Why now y'all talking to me about black men being pedophiles because 1 in every 5 black girl is touched, and you talking to me about them deeming homosexuality a mental illness. You're talking to me, I mean, everything that any straight person has ever done. Oh, I got to hear about that shit today. Everything. I'm talking about, like, the whole history. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? And I'm listening to these people convince themselves that somehow the FBA is evil. They don't care about the LGBTQ. We just want to use them for our own causes because we need them. But they would never help us get into power, because all we would do was destroy. He literally said destroy, HT Baldwin. Conscious TV said we want to destroy them. We hate them. And I'm in his chat. I said, like, you're one of my favorite content creators. How did you get to I hate you? What is happening? Like, this shit was so sick to me. I can't do it. I cannot do it.
The only thing that could.
I'm sorry. I just want to tell him I'm not dropping a link icon because I'm about to end the show. But thank you for. I'm glad you found me. He said, you have a channel? Yes, I have a channel. But go ahead, Marcus.
The only thing that would have made that shit funnier is if they told you, stop bringing your personal experience into this. Straight people have harmed us since forever.
I'm happy that you're getting a kick out of this shit because I know that you did not like that I agree with Funky Dineva months ago. So I know this is your little you think this shit is funny. You think it's a game. When I said black straight men are the problem, you was so mad. So you think this shit is funny now. It's okay, Marcus.
I seen it coming. Look, the first day I seen it, I hit you up. I say, Venus, looks, looks like y'all, looks like y'all, looks like y'all homophobes too now. How's this feel, buddy?
Damn.
It looked like they turned on y'all too.
This shit is so sick. I gotta like really pray about it because it is, yo, from the outside looking in, I fear that black people will never truly get what they want because there's so many subgroups who want what they want and with no regard for the whole. And it's sad because I like I kept saying to them, I don't understand why I'm talking about your sexuality at all. Nothing to do with this. And they just would not. I was like, this is sick. And again, these are men. I don't care if you're gay or not. You're men. I'm expecting men to be logical. But
And they don't care if you're a woman or not. You're heterosexual, and they're expecting heterosexuals to take the blame.
take their side in all things. Yeah. That shit is sick, man. See, this is what I be saying about the straight men because look at you laughing. That's what I'm saying. This is not funny. It's not funny, Marcus. Oh man. So HT Boy, what Marcus is thinking is funny because months ago I said I agree with Funky Dineva and straight black men are the problem in the community. And Marcus been mad since that day. So he is happy that the LGBTQ turned on me. He's loving this shit. That's all right.
And to be fair, it ain't just you. However, because here's the thing, I understand kind of like the argument, but to isolate it is crazy. Like, if you were like, we do have our issues. Like, I ain't never denying that, but that shit was like, because it seemed like the solution that they was advocating for was a permanent
Get rid
one.
of y'all.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this game y'all want to play, that's pretty messed up. You know, but now they might want to get rid of you too. Okay, sorry, Venus. Did you leave? Where you go? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna. I'm trying not to laugh no more. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold up. I didn't hear the last thing you said, but I'm glad I didn't hear it because based on April's little sad faces.
I'm just laughing. Oh my God. But the top of my cheek hurts so bad. Oh my God.
When I invited you here today.
I don't do it. I'm with you. It's just, you brought joy into my life. How about that? Look at it from that perspective.
No, I didn't bring joy. I didn't bring joy. I thought I called the black man today to be my support in this moment. But for
I am your support.
What I've seen today, I gotta change. You're right. I gotta change my opinion from black straight men are the problem to all black men are the problem because what I saw today. Yeah, you thought y'all was getting out of this shit. Y'all
yeah, I did. I kind of thought so. All right,
I'm just adding the gay men in. I'm not taking y'all out because look at you kicking me while I'm down, stepping in my back because.
Let's keep watching the progression and see how far this actually gets. Because sooner or later, it's just gonna be all black people are the problem. That's the evolution of this. Oh.
Nah, you ain't lying at some point. Cause look, now the straight black women are the problem. So damn, I've been bamboozled. You know what?
Yeah, man. When you see it, you really see it too. You be like, oh my God, they had me. I fell into the loop.
I
Yeah,
really
they got me before too. It is what it is.
damn, man. At this point, April, I don't HT Bullwan, I don't know what to think or who to I don't know. I don't want to get behind anything anymore ever. I don't agree with nothing or disagree with anything. I'm just here. I'm just idea neutral. Can I claim that as my identity? You know how they say I'm gender neutral? Well, I'm idea neutral. I don't have any.
She has a blank slate walking. You turned your brain off. Hey,
Literally.
so HT Baldwin, let me ask you this: if you saying to get behind black women, how about this? Is black men supporting the two people coming into the NBA to force the transgender conversation? Do you think that's us standing behind them? I don't know if you. Yeah.
He gonna answer.
Okay.
See,
Yeah, because the
HT
way.
Bullwan, this is my favorite gay. Okay, HT
Look at
Bullwan
you.
got some sense, man. I can't mess with the rest of them. I told him today, I told the bisexual man I was homophobic, HT Bullwan, just in case somebody tried to tell you I said that. I did.
Well,
Because they
April, I'm
trying to
standing with
beat
y'all
me.
in that one, and I'm gonna buy a jersey. I'm gonna get an Enos Cancer jersey or whatever dude name is. Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna get the dude White. His last name White. I'm gonna get a white jersey. Yep.
Whose last
Yep.
name is White?
One of the dudes that's entering the WNBA draft, it's an Enos Cancer, and then a dude something White. I forget the first name, but the back of the name gonna be white on the back of the jersey. I'll buy WNBA jerseys for me and my whole family to support it. Because essentially what they're gonna do is either gonna make the WNBA one of the most entertaining things that's ever happened, or they're gonna have to draw a line and remove the ability to bully straight women or women with men.
I don't think these men are doing this to help women.
My reason for supporting. What do you think they're doing it for?
Because they can.
No, I think dude is ideologically right wing, and that whole idea is offensive to him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he might have some other things that I might even find extremely problematic. But on this specific issue, I just see it as, because I kind of view it like the emperor's new clothes. Like if you're an adult that dates same sex adults or whatever, I don't care. That's your life. You enjoy yourself, and there'll be a lot of good people that are gay or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
The trans thing, if they want to dress and present as a woman, I wouldn't be happy with my son doing it. But if they do it and it's not like intrusive on my life, it's not a thing. But when you force everybody to have to recognize you and play along with it, then you supersede it into like the line of a boundary. Like, hey, you can't force me to go along with something I disagree with. And even though I may not disagree with them on all the other stuff, by them forcing this line, it's like chess, right? It's going to set in place a domino type of effect. Because either the WNBA has to make the distinction that no one born a biological male can play in the WNBA, or they have to uphold it and then and eventually it'll get to a point where they stop it. It might not be the first two that stop it. It might take a while, depending on how stubborn they are. My hopes would be they say no right out the gate, and that kind of ends that argument, or it sets precedent throughout sports and further reaching based off of that. That's my hope. I think it probably will take like a season or two of them doing that and showing the clear advantage they have as biological men, and bring that whole, because as of now, what the argument has been that people who have taken the testosterone reductions or hormonal TRT or whatever it's called, or the opposite of it, estrogen, have lost the bone density, muscle mass, and strength that men have.
And that's a lie.
But here's the thing: even if they did, the people who are arguing that it's okay make the argument that within sports, people are genetically gifted in different ways. So because men and women are just social constructs, that no matter how strong a man is, a woman could hypothetically be that ideal strong too. So you can't ban someone for having what you would deem male strengths, because there's no such thing. It's just strength. So if they're using that framework, then they also can't ban them from the criteria doesn't require you to have transition. You can just self-affirm. So per the
This is why I
rule,
think this is bullshit. Because there are no trans people in the WNBA. Those men are doing this because they want. Like what? This is not an issue.
well, so there are
Like, why
trans
didn't they get
professional
into?
basketball people in France. There's a man averaging 20 and 20 right now. Well, a trans person in France right now playing in a women's professional league, averaging 20 points and 20 rebounds right now as we speak.
But they're not going out there, right? They coming here to play against American women. But then there
Well,
are certain sports where the trans have infiltrated, and those straight men are not going to compete with those men, but they're just joining the NBA so they could.
Well, so with the straight man, the issue with it is, unless it's something that would biologically make women better at in a physical aspect, maybe flexibility or something like that, then men, we wouldn't see the issue with it, because it's no real way to compete and beat us for the majority of the men that are professional athletes. They're stronger than most men, especially somebody that may have than most men, right, in general. Mm-hmm. And with the women, most men are larger, have a higher bone density and muscle mass than most women. So a middle of the pack man would be able to do things in the WNBA that the strongest woman may struggle very hard with. Like, they had a woman dunk at the All-Star game. It was a huge deal. I was dunking in 8th grade, and it's millions and millions of men that could dunk. It's just we have different biological structure, physical structures, and this forces that into parameters that have to be adhered to or pushes that past the discussion, because it's kind of like gray areas right now.
So did these men, because I didn't watch, because as soon as I seen that dumb shit, I kept scrolling. Are these men saying this is the particular reason I'm doing this? I'm trying to help, or are people just interpreting their intentions to be that way?
I think they like partly trolling, partly right wing, conservative. I think it's a lot of different things going into it. The reason why I got 2 daughters, I don't think they should have to compete with somebody that transitions in basketball, or that could affect their scholarship or those type of things. Like, I'm even upset with people who can claim to be 13 because they didn't have a birth certificate and come in at 18 at a freshman. I was just talking to my wife about this. Like, if in sports, the margin of error or the thing that separates is so thin, the difference between somebody getting a $1 million NIL deal or not even getting a scholarship could be 3-4 years. Like, if I could, as an 18-year-old, go in to play high school basketball as a freshman, I could probably average numbers that would make me one of the greatest high school players ever. But if I was playing with my age group, then I would not be that good.
That's the difference.
Oh yeah, I was number 4 in the world in my position, and I went to the number 1 school in the country for basketball. Tried to get injured.
Where you went to school?
UConn. I got a Big East championship, a national championship, 2 Sweet 16 appearances.
What's the name of the school? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about basketball.
University of Connecticut, UConn.
I just know that you are was playing basketball overseas, right?
Yeah, I played in the NBA developmental league and got injured again, but prior to that, I was playing overseas. Yeah. So I had like major injuries: an L4, L5 fusion, meniscus tear, meniscus repair, meniscus tear, sciatic nerve damage. So yeah. Damn. But had I not been injured, I probably would have went in the top 15, top 20.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Right.
I
Well,
understand that world, and it's razor thin about a lot of that stuff. So the difference, any advantage that is unfair, should not be allowed to exist in a real way. And that's not to say that they're not people and that they can't play. I'm not making any of them arguments. I understand the sports world, and that's not okay. And that furthers the conversation about allowing women to be women in general and protecting their spaces. So I don't know how you feel
yeah,
like
I
the
ain't gonna
bisexual
front.
men
I
are trying
think
to.
I think those
I'm
men are
sorry.
doing it for their own
Agree.
selfish reasons. I don't think because if the reason was I'm here to be an ally to women and make an example and help women, then why wouldn't they just say that?
I think they actually. No, I can't say that. I don't know. I would have to go. I'm not familiar with them like that. I just heard that they were doing that. Like I didn't even know the dude first name. The dude with the same last name, White. I didn't even
Yeah,
know their real name. I would have to go do a lot more research. So that would be my reason for me. Like yeah, I'm cool with this because that would be my reason. Whatever reason they got going on, I don't know, and I can't co-sign. I don't know for a fact. But
because this
to
could
AC
go the
Baldwin,
whole because this could go the whole opposite direction, which is dangerous for women, right? Because what they could be starting is the normalization of people crossing more into women's spaces when they don't need to be there. That also could be a thing. That's why I'm like, well, what are their intentions?
right? So the goal is to, I think, I believe, stop it, but I would have to go deeper into
Yeah,
it, but to
yeah.
stop it in totality before it becomes worse. Because I've
Well,
seen women, like it was a woman at a spa the other day who was like telling them, "Hey, I have my daughter, and I don't, it's a man in the whatchamacallit," and they were like, "Well, this person identifies as trans," and they kicked the woman out the spa because she didn't affirm the lady's gender. Her and her daughter got kicked out of the woman's bath or the woman's change area because she was like, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable with this." And they was like, well, this person has the right to do this. And I vehemently disagree with that. So, and I know
wait.
AC Baldwin, me having it, uh, that like that doesn't take away that I think that what wages or healthcare should be, or like that's a non sequitur.
Well, I think the point is like the things people are prioritizing while claiming they're fighting for a cause is like again
Mm,
priority level where you know what I mean? Like it's
fair
just
enough. Yeah, yeah. I'm saying I don't know what they prioritization for why they're doing it is, so I can't speak to that. I would say why I don't have a problem with it was my rationale.
okay. I'm gonna go through my the thing and I'm gonna take a lot of wrenches because now Freezy is sending me a DM saying he can't write in my chat. Last show it was M Mills. So somebody who has a wrench here keeps on blocking people that they definitely should not, and I don't know why they're doing that. Somebody's trying to be an asshole. So if you can hear me, Freezy, I'm trying to go and look now because I don't know why you would be blocked. That don't even make sense.
Freezy, what up, Joe? I know you can't respond, but what's goody, bro? Did they kick her out of this? From the video I see, HD Baldwin, it looked as though they told her she didn't have, so they didn't say you have to leave right now. They told her, well, you can take your business elsewhere. So
Because she wouldn't affirm, she wouldn't call a man a woman.
yeah, she wouldn't because she wanted her and her daughter to not be in the
Mm,
dressing room at the spa, I believe, or the gym or whatever it was, uh,
mm.
with the person. And then the staff was like, hey, no, they can be there. If you have an issue with it, then you can take your business elsewhere. And HD Baldwin, I don't know if you're familiar with what's going on, but there currently are not. The WNBA said that they supported it, and the person who's going are two men's basketball, and these guys played in the NBA. They're two male men's basketball players who played in the NBA, the actual NBA, who are saying that they're going to go over there. They've self-identified as women, and that I believe he said, I identify as a woman and a woman that's a lesbian. And that fit the criteria to be able to play.
Freezy, can you try to write now? Because it looks like I fixed it. Who the fuck did that? That is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. The world's becoming a scary place. I'm about ready to go. I ain't even gonna tell y'all where I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna get my passport and pack a little bag and just bounce one day.
And if you stay there too long, that's gonna be
Where I'm gonna be. You can't keep me in captivity.
that's
Like
fine.
you just want all the Black Americans to be in one little bubble, but I'm done with y'all. Like the way y'all did me today, the straight and the gay. All of the I'm done with the Black Americans. What
All
I
right,
went through this
Sherelle
morning.
might be right. You see how you just upped yourself?
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
Sherelle. Sherelle might be right.
Sherelle be calling me a tether every day.
Yeah, I'm missing the point apparently. Am I missing the point from the guy doing it, or am I missing the point from the WNBA? HD
He's
ball.
saying the point is the WNBA should not be a priority over like actual issues that Black people or people like healthcare, livable wages. Just I guess the grand scheme, I guess.
Well, daiquiri ice, Baskin Robbins isn't a priority to me. But if you ask me, or we're having a discussion about ice cream, and I tell you I like daiquiri ice, that doesn't mean that I place that up at the top of my priority list. It's the answer to a question. I'm not going out there and protesting for
Right.
either one. But in relation to the standing behind women, what? So let me ask you this, HD Ball. What do you view, in your opinion, as what men could do to stand behind women that you think would be ideal, brother? Because I think that was the initial proposition: is men supporting the trying to help women that way? Is that a thing? So what would the thing you have men do that you would say, you know what, y'all really stood up and held women down in this instance? I'm interested. It seems like you have a
I can't say it
perspective.
on the internet if what I would suggest, you know.
You
He
you
said,
you you
okay.
said
Hmm.
I was saying it, yeah. But I think he gonna answer it next. He probably typing. Um, you say you can't say what you would say that men could
Yeah.
do.
Hmm.
Well, I did see this one Pan Africanist. This no, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, we can't.
You-
Freezy, can you try to write now if you're still listening? It looks like I fixed it. Damn, this block list is long as hell. And now I don't know who I put on here and who these other people put on here because some of these people, I don't know these names. And now I don't want to unblock everybody, but I might have to just so I could like start my block list all over again. What the hell? Somebody probably timed you out. What is how do I fix that? I don't even understand how that happened. Like, oh my god. I'm about to do something. Hold on, please.
Stop calling them and bitches and hoes. Second, stop competing with them and think about having their backs like the other men and other groups do. What's the problem? First of all, stop calling them bitches and hoes. HD Ball, I got you, bro. I'm gonna attempt to make to try and limit to remove those terms. And I don't compete with women. I don't understand that one. But having a backs like other men and other groups do.
Freezy,
You
I
do
just made you
understand
a
that. Go
sorry,
ahead.
I'm gonna say Freezy, I just made you a managing moderator. Can you try to right now? Because I don't know how if somebody put people in time. I don't know how to take them out. Can you try to type now? Nobody can ever time you out now. Me.
Uh, HD Baldwin, which group of men are you speaking of, and how do they have their women's collective back? Because I could have sworn we don't do like honor deletions or FGM, or as far as men go, we probably some of the most They've been asking for talking about black straight man. Yeah, as far as men go, the argument, I would love to see which other men you feel are more egalitarian than Black American men. Maybe it's like, and if it is, it's a very small number of people. Like we definitely be in the upper 10%. Why do you have to go to another country and make a point? Okay, well, make your point in America, so I understand what your point is. H.D. Baldwin. So provide me the group of men in America that you feel we could embody to that would be sufficient for you. Okay, you're right. I may not be paying attention. So please tell me which men those are and what they do. Yep, and Brian Fuller, salute to you, bro.
Thank you, Brian Fuller, for the $5. To the panel and the FBA lineage. Absolutely. Guys, please like the video. Marcus, do you have any final words?
No, I don't have any. I really wanted to see the response from H.T. Baldwin. Maybe if he's not able
wait.
to, he can put
That's
it in the comments afterwards. Yeah. So yeah, you per your instruction, H.D. Baldwin, we needs to be a group of men in America that support their women in a way that we should embody to do the same thing. All over this fan page. Now you're seriously asking that. So you're not going to tell me? I don't support them dragging black women. That's never been mine. So I'll take it as maybe you will have an answer in the comments or whatever. All right. Yeah, that's your business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So HD Baldwin, I think you got to get to know Marcus. You'll find him very interesting. But he's not typical. I'll tell you that. He doesn't participate in a lot of the things you're talking about. He actually loves black people. That's why I asked him to come on the FBA show, because he really does care about black people, black women. That's probably the only thing I've ever seen him actually get halfway upset about in any conversation, for real, is the community. So he's not really but I agree when he's saying black women are looking for black men to stand up and fight. And I guess it's just like the white man is what he's saying overall. Like,
yeah, I'm with you on that. You don't got no complaint from me.
Yeah. But thank you everybody for listening. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take some wrenches away, you guys, because this is the second show in a row. I don't know who's intentionally hiding people that they know they shouldn't hide. But I'm also gonna. You think I should do this, Marcus? There's so many people on my block list. I can't tell who's supposed to be there and who's not, because I'll be going months without streaming. I don't remember.
So you gonna pardon everybody and then reblock as necessary?
I should probably do that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna unblock all of them, except for like 3 people who I know for sure I meant to put there, and then just go on as necessary. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, Freezy, for the donation. I appreciate you. What happened? Oh, the white man. He said, to be clear, I only care about 20% of black people. Thank you, Freezy. I love you too. To be fair, when it comes to white people, I don't know if I got maybe I might have a 5%. There might be like a 5% of them. Yeah, it might be like 5%. Yusuf has a lock system.
Well, H.D. Baldwin, I appreciate your previous service. You'll be greatly missed, sir.
What happened?
He said, since most of you MFers are ungrateful, my black ass will never march again on y'all's behalf.
Oh, listen, I'm not marching either. Brother. He said there's nothing wrong with being selective. You only care about 20% of the black people? The East Coast ain't got love for Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. Well, fuck y'all then. That's what Snoop said. Black men haven't done ish collectively since the Million Man March. HD Bowman, when you gonna start coming on the panels ever? Wow,
Are
the
you
side
are
of,
you a Pan African HD Baldwin?
thank you for the $10, Freezy. I'm proud of you, Freezy. You're doing such a good job with the Nolan Wells stuff. Have you seen Freezy's numbers lately, Marcus?
No, I ain't been on YouTube. He been
I
buzzing.
know. I'm talking about like averaging like 18,000 views. Like he been
God
on this
damn, Freezy
Nolan Wells.
salute, bro.
Some of them in 30,000. I went there the other day. It was like 2,000 live watching.
Live? Look at this man.
Yes,
That's what's up, bro. I'm proud of you, Freezy.
like
I
just go
remember
look at
before
his
you started
channel.
streaming. Yeah, well, I like literally haven't opened up YouTube for real in a long ass time.
Oh, it makes
Yeah, I'm gonna
sense.
check. I'm gonna check it out. I'm proud of
Yeah,
you,
he
Freezy.
been covering this Nolan Wells stuff like hardcore. And right before this, he was doing it was another injustice case. He don't play around with this stuff. And they all be coming over there, the family members. I don't know what he be doing, but he be getting the right people to come. He be like,
Damn.
yeah, I got the sister on the line. I don't know what Freezy be doing. He
Well,
be having
Freezy
the
a real
people.
nigga, so people probably gravitate to him. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like that's one thing I can say. You instantly I saying Freezy. Okay, is the ball we part of the lineage? Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe don't be so hard on the lineage. Just tell us what you'd like to see us do specifically instead of us attack each other. But yeah, Freezy, bro, you definitely a real one. I instantly knew that when I first met you, and I'm glad to see you
Yeah.
winning.
We love Freezy. Freezy, my brother.
Yeah.
Freezy it said 2 weeks ago, the video on Nolan Wells did 49,000, 19,000, 19, 37,000, 33,000, 74,000. 12 days ago. 26,000 9 days ago when he talked about TMZ. Like if you go look, he been covering this like a whole reporter for real. Every day he on this Nolan Wells. He's not playing. You know, Freezy Israelite, he don't do nothing to no black people. He gonna be on your ass for a whole year.
Yeah, we share the ideology. You're not gonna mess with our people.
Oh, so before this, it was the Carmelo Anthony stuff. So he
Mm.
started running it up with that 40K, 30K, 52,000. Yes, Freezy. People really connected. Like people who was at the damn school was on the panel with Freezy. Like he really been on his journalism like hardcore.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Freezy doing his damn thing. I'm so proud of my brother. I am. I love this for him.
HD Ball, I sense the spirit of combativeness right now, brother. I'm not your enemy. I'm not trying to fight with you. It's all good. That's all love, my friend. Yep, it's all love. Yeah, but Freezy, that's dope, brother. I don't know how you getting all these people, but well, I do know.
Staying consistent with the like if you
Blessed.
go look at
It ain't. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. It ain't on you. It's in you. Just blessed. You radiate with the aura of one of them ones. So it just makes sense that a real nigga gonna win.
this is
Mm-mm.
God's child. You know,
Right.
Freezy's do Bible study every Saturday for free. I've been in it for over a year, you know? So like you reap what you sow. You understand?
That's a great point. That is a great point.
He is always sowing good seeds. So he's
That's a
bearing
great
good
point.
fruit right now.
All right. Well, yeah, it's been a while for me unless you're gonna pull the rest of that video up. Oh, I didn't even see it though. Are you gonna play it or no?
No, I don't have the apology on here,
No, no,
but
no. Your video response when you was they was dragging you. You gonna play that part so you can
no, remember I was
respond?
telling you that I don't know if they'll strike me because of how
Right.
they was acting, so I don't even want to try to take that risk. I just don't know them well enough to know if that would be okay. Because some people it's a very easy thing to do in the YouTube studio to do like a copyright. I forget what it's called, but you could press the button and see if anybody ever played your content on YouTube. It's very easy to do. YouTube will do it for you, and then you can strike them all at the same time too. So somebody's done that to me before, so I don't even. I just don't want to get a strike.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, April said, "Oh, this is the main thing he did too, Marcus." Well, April said, she said, "I'm smiling from ear to ear. I'm really proud of you. You got out of a particular sector and you're doing your thing." One thing I noticed Freezy did was he stopped going on panels, like altogether. Like it's rare here or there. You might have seen him pop somewhere, but I remember him telling us months ago in a Discord he was intentionally stepping away from all of everybody. And so he stopped going on certain panels and stopped covering certain like DMP and all that, and just seems like him covering the news and like black particular issues because he's passionate about that. That just seems to be his lane. Obviously, like that is where he's just thriving.
That's what's up, yo. Yeah, I know you be telling me I need to go ahead and bust a move. Oh man,
I've been telling y'all. I'm glad you came today too, because when people listen to this, I know for a fact this is probably the most people have ever heard you really speak to see like how you think and operate for real. Because usually you're on a panel, so you know it's got like a shared, get to the point kind of. But I've been telling Marcus to start a channel because I'm telling y'all,
yeah, we got
Marcus will blow y'all minds with some of the stuff.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna say it because I hope that he'll just, whenever he starts.
Yeah, bring it all out. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Eventually.
But with that being said, thank you for coming, Marcus, and everybody have a good night.
All right, peace to everybody.
Later.